Good morning. Hello. It is live. Now, I appreciate right now it is 10 o'clock in the morning over here in Saigon, which means it is, well, it's still the middle of the night in the UK. And, maybe some people in the US, maybe you might be actually able to watch today. Just going to swing my screen around because I've seen it's a bit dark on one side. Today, I want to give you a tour of inside the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. So recently, I just did the 5-day workshop and I launched the Turning Point, which is a big program. It's 12 weeks. You can always access it one-to-one, or every about 6 weeks, I open it because it's 12 weeks long. So halfway through, I can manage 2 intakes at a time. I just can't, I can't manage a whole group, constantly with new people arriving, which is why I open it periodically. I get quite cross with people who say like, oh, it's only open for this time. When you're trying to buy something and it goes through and it says, oh, it's only available for the next 5 minutes, and it's not true. I don't like it. I don't think it's ethical, because it's not. It's a big fat lie. So I don't want to do that. And at the same time, I can do what I can do. So I just want to be really, really clear about communicating that. So the 6-week intake, I'm afraid, is finished. So yay for the people who got it. And the Turning Point right now is open for one-to-one. So if you want to work just you and me, and you want to work through your triggers and your parenting needs, so what's happening in your family, what skills you would like, healing plus skills, and to become the parent that you want to be, then brilliant, go for it. Send me a direct message. If you want to wait for the next intake, it's 5.5 weeks, isn't it? And then you will see that I will run the Own Your Parenthood workshop again. So please don't worry if you missed any videos, and if you couldn't make some of the lives and you want to do it again, because it will come around again, and you could do it as many times as you like. You just have to wait a while in between, which we're not really used to in this day and age, are we? But we shall survive. So some people, weren't ready to commit to the Turning Point. Some people saw, because it's a group program and because we are interacting live, just like this, we do, Zoom calls and group sessions and things. And they were saying, I just can't right now. The kids aren't on summer holiday yet. It's the end of term, which I completely understand, having been a classroom teacher. And they're saying, well, what else is there that I can do right now? And here it is. It's the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. Now, the Conscious Parenting Toolbox is, it's like a self-study course of sorts. So what happens is that you get, for 21 days, so it's 3 weeks, you get, I call them lessons. They're more like sessions. It's like having a cuppa, really. 10 minutes of audio delivered to your email. And if your email is set up on your phone, then brilliant, it just comes to your phone. And it was set up because parents, when I did some research, I did some phone calls from really amazing people who were willing to share with me what it was like. And of course, I'm in the trenches, as we call it, with the young children, and I totally understand. But it was really interesting to hear from other people. They're saying, I want to do something. I want to access healing. I want to learn new skills. And I mean, like one lady said, I have twins under 2. If I get spare time, I'm sleeping. I'm not doing a whole course. I can't budget an hour right now. And so I went away and I thought, well, what can I do for these people who genuinely don't have an hour, or they might have an hour and they're going to spend it having a bath. And actually, that's probably, in terms of, self-care, having a bath, meditating, going to bed, is quite probably the best thing they could do at that point. But some of those people also want to develop their parenting skills at the same time. They don't have time to read books. They might have time to read audiobooks, and then they keep losing their slot. And I know how frustrating that is. So the Conscious Parenting Toolbox was born, and I want to show you inside it today and explain why I think it meets that need. It meets that gap for something that will help people. Share screen. And also Chrome tab. I wonder if one day I won't have to talk through it. Right now I do. So it fills that gap of, I want to up level my parenting. I want to have skills, and I don't know how. And I don't have time. Or sometimes it's down to, it's more than that. It's not just the time, it's the auditory processing. It's can I watch videos? And actually, sometimes we can't watch whole long lectures. So this is my website, which is, don't worry, because it's all going to be written down, theafterconsulting.com. That's a bit of a mouthful, but it's called that because I work with cycle breaker parents and I work with trauma-informed middle leadership in schools. So I support training for that. So I will give you the link. So here's a bit of a video that says it doesn't need to get to crisis stages. It's a really, really important message, and a message from me. So you go to the website, and then you can click through. Here we are in the little hamburger thing, cycle breaker parent. And if you click on that, it takes you to the parenting hub of all my stuff. And here we have access to here's the cycle breaker, the 12-week program, the Conscious Parenting Toolbox, which we're going to look at today. There's a blog, which actually is shared between the trauma-informed school leadership and the parenting stuff that we're talking about here. And here's the podcast. So you can click on any of those. You just click on the square pictures. I do a 1 hour, and this is all about the 5-day workshop, which is going to come up to. So you click on the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. And then here you go. So you get to this page, which tells you all about it. I'm not going to read it through because, well, you're going to learn more about it in this video anyway. I know this is a live video, but you'll learn more about it, and this will be saved in the guide section. So it's easy to digest. It's delivered to your phone. 21 days of support delivered in 10-minute audio and text support. So you get the audio, and also there's a transcript. So I know some people were saying, well, sometimes I have a baby asleep on me. Well, that's fine. You can read it. Or, if you could put earbuds in, say you drop the kids off at nursery or childcare or whatever, then you can walk back listening to it. And in that 10-minute time, you can up-level your learning. Of course, I would say if say you're driving or something, don't do the meditations, wait for a quiet moment. Or, if they're in the garden, you could pop one earbud in. This is how I listen to podcasts, how I have for years. So it's got a thing for each week, some of the topics, and then you just click sign me up, and it takes you through to the page. There we go. So I'm actually just going to change the share because now I'm going to show you inside. I have to stop it because it will show you all my details otherwise, and you don't want to see them, hopefully. So here we go, Chrome tab. Right, so this is what you get to. It will take you through to a whole payment thing. Oh, I should have said it's £97. I've taken the VAT off because well, I can. So I went through. This is one of the really important things for me that I had to charge VAT for a while, and then through doing my tax return and stuff, because I'm in a different country, I basically went through some extra loops. So now the VAT is taken off for now. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that because it does change things. Only a little bit, but every little helps. So here is my page, the Conscious Parenting Toolbox, and so you get a little welcome here, which is me explaining what's going to go on and just how awesome you are. And yes, it's 21 days, and you don't have to do it in 21 days. So you can do it every day if you like, almost like a parenting advent calendar if you wish, but you don't have to. You can go back to it, and if you miss one, you have a busy day, there's no time limit on there. So when you get down to the bottom, you have the units. So there's week 1, week 2, week 3, and juicy bonuses. The bonuses, I'll share with you a bit more. They're not available at the start. You have to go through 10. If you get through 10 lessons, then you will get the bonuses. So I've just clicked on week 1 here. So there's a little thing. Here's day 1. So this is, you can see the writing on day 1. Just double checking what you can see. Yeah, there we go. So you have the writing on day 1, which is the transcript of the audio. So you can either read this if, say the child is lying on you, or, it's bedtime. I often read books and articles when he's now 4, like he likes to sleep on me when he goes to sleep. and he's not remotely interested in me. He wants my presence, but he's actually going to sleep. And sometimes we're listening to an audiobook and I'm a bit stuck, so I listen to that. Or I read on my Kindle app. So you can read it, or at the bottom there's a download section, so you can download the. Let me just check if it's not changed. You'll see me again. Hello. So when you download the audio, this is what you get. So if you click the download audio button, it comes up with this. And if you're on your phone, it will come up with this too.
Day 1, Parenting Toolbox. Small steps for your small people. I would like to share with you more about what conscious parenting is from the outset.
There you go. Enough of that. So you can actually hear the audio. So what I've written is the transcript of the audio, so you can choose one or the other, or if you want, I mean, as you know, because I talk about it all the time, I'm dyslexic, so what I tend to do is I listen to the audio and I read at the same time, because that really helps get it in my brain. So you have the transcript, you have the audio, and in the download section, it's the same on a phone, but obviously it's just smaller, it's just changed a little bit. Oh, oops, that's the wrong one. You could go on to the day 1 PDF. Each day has its own PDF. Let me reshare the screen again. Here it is. So each day, it's really clear. You have the day and the title. So today's is you get to choose. So at the very start, the first lesson is all about what do you want to take from your parenting that you whatever you grew up with. What was brilliant, or what do you do now that you really love? Do you date your kids and you think, okay, I want to keep this? Or have you seen other people doing great things, whether it's in a book or a video or even on TV? I'm always a bit wary about TV parenting because, of course, it's not real and isn't it easy? These American programs where everybody is so in the sitcoms where everybody supports each other. But you know what? If there is something in there that you think, I want to do that, and I was never spoken to like that as a kid, I want to get on with my team like they do in this program. I mean, know that it's not going to be as easy as it looks on a sitcom, but yeah, if you want to speak to your kids like that, then you can. So it's about, choices. What do we want to take forward? And then there's a space. So all of these build up to a workbook. You can print them or you can just save them. If you have Dropbox, you can actually save it into Dropbox or OneDrive or whatever you have. And then choice 2, what do you want to jettison? What are you going to say? Okay, I'm not going to take that forward. Like, I always felt really nervous. Like when I broke things, I got shouted at as a kid. I'm not going to do that. So when things are spilled, I'm going to be calm. Again, easier said than done, but this is part of the practice. We keep going through and learning. And every time we do the things that we don't want to do, we stop and we think, oh, why did that happen? What can I do next time? And we just treat ourselves with love and compassion, and then we do it differently next time. And if we don't do it differently next time, we try again. It's an ongoing practice, isn't it? That's part of the fun. So each day you get your audio, you get your the transcript if you choose to read it, if that's easier, or if that's what you need to do because somebody's asleep on you or whatever, and you get the workbook. So let me show you a couple of other days, but I won't go into the files because it's a pain for the screen sharing. So so here we go. So that was day 1, and over here you can see this picture of the swan. This is we call this the module. It's the week of module. So you've got day 1, day 2. Each day does get delivered to your phone. Well, your email, which most of us have on our phone. So let's just go for, say, day 5, create your own safety. Oh, that's interesting because that's a bit of what I'm doing today when I do the training. The free Friday training this week today is all about creating safety in your body. It's about biohacking your, so learning about and working with your body's responses to stress. It's really interesting because it's all about polyvagal theory in the vagus nerve. So this is about creating your own safety. And I don't go into this much detail because the Conscious Parenting Toolbox is a shorter version. So yeah, day 5. So it tells you what we're doing. Today, I'm going to share some really interesting research with you. I do share some research just so it helps you. This is about the decision-making processes. What happens? I add some, some thoughts, some real life thoughts of, things that you can say, things that you can do. It's all in the text. This is also in the audio. It's the same. And then down here you have the download is your PDF. So I will show it to you. So the PDF for that day, here it is. It's just called day 5, which makes it easier, is list all the things that you can think of that make you feel safe. You can use these practices or remember these people or places. For some people, it's a really inspirational person. For others, it's a place where they can imagine, standing on the beach. It's all about learning about your body. And this is the healing element of healing plus skills equals the parent that you want to be. So all about safety. And we talk about this more. So this is the kind of journal prompts that you get that you can keep forever, which I think is really cool and really useful. So you get something to take away. And it's talked about how to actually use that in the audio for that day. So there is week 1. So day 1, invitation. So the introduction to conscious parenting, how to be your own best friend. It's all about self-talk, gifting yourself joy, hydration. I mean, these are all, week 1 is kind of the foundational stuff. It's how to look after yourself. We talk about environmental triggers and emotional triggers. That's really important, understanding those. And again, it's not overwhelming detail. It's enough to really help move you forward in your parenting journey, but not overwhelm you, because this is the toolbox where we build up skills. So week 2, I love these penguins. So day 8 is about diet and exercise. Again, when you get to the bottom, you have the transcript, which is that text. There's the PDF, which is that day's, sometimes it's a reflection, sometimes it's a day to practice the skills. And there's the MP4, so you can listen to it. I also like to add questions at the end, because it has been shown, adding questions, this is the teacher in me. It's been shown that it adds to your understanding. And that's what it's about. I want this to be a really interesting resource, and I want it to help you. So we talk about staying the same, this is day 9, staying the same. The cost, effectively, that is about the cost of inaction. If we don't make any changes, if we don't move forward, what happens? And is that okay? Is that acceptable to you to stay the same? Because if it is, then yeah, that's fine. Is it a bit, worrying if we think, well, if I stay the same and I don't get any more skills and I don't heal this thing that's making me angry, well, I'm always going to have this relationship with my kids. They're going to get older, and in 10 years they'll be moving out, and I don't want that. So that there's that element of do I want to stay the same, or do I want to make change? And actually we delve a bit deeper, and it even says there today, we delve deeper into the subconscious and about how we can give ourselves permission to move forward. So you will learn about psychology, you'll learn a bit about child psychology, the processes of decision making. You'll learn practical skills, which are coming in week 3. So day 10 is all about grounding. Again, that's about keeping yourself safe. Day 11 is how to support your children to feel their feelings, what to say when they're feeling big feelings and they're coming to you. Day 12, we talk about gratitude. Day 13, we talk about being on the same team as your children. So getting off the power seesaw, which if anybody watched the Own Your Parenthood series, I do a whole session. One of the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? Workshop. One of the whole workshop sessions is about being on the same team and getting off the power seesaw, and what happens in our dynamic when we take power away from our children. When we say, do you know what, just do it. I'm not interested in listening to you, just do it. And why? So you will learn about, why that happens and how you can avoid it and how you could be on the same team. So day 14, real talk, phones. It's not just about phones, it's about phones and needing an escape. So we talk about that. So you can either, this is interesting, I'm on the desktop, obviously you can tell that. So you can either go down to the bottom, you can either go back up to the top and click on this bit where it says Conscious Parenting Toolbox, follow the breadcrumbs backwards to get to week 3, or below this module, it says jump to another unit. and you can find week 3. So week 3, after we've done, so week 1 is like the basis of being strong in yourself and looking after yourself. Week 2 is more about the, the learning, the psychology of decision making, the psychology of your brain processes. Brilliant. And then week 3, we really, really get into the skills, because I believe that if you just go for the skills on their own, if you just go for the how to talk to so kids will listen, which I actually reference a lot in this toolbox, if you just go straight for the skills, it doesn't have the same impact, because it doesn't make change. We have to make the changes inside us, and that comes from the healing. So we start off with the healing, week 1 and a bit of week 2, and then we move into the skills, and that is what enables you to become the parent you really want to be. So week 3 is where we really hit the skills. We talk about removing labels, like the smart one, the grumpy one, the sensitive one, the arty one, the stubborn one, these things. So we talk about where they come from and how not to have them, and how to, what the effect of having them is, even if they are, seemingly positive, like the intelligent one, the gifted one, and what that does to children when they are labeled. So that's day 15. So that's the first day of week 3. I found Earl Grey tea. I found Twining's Earl Grey tea. I'm so happy. We talk about day 16 is pinch points, which is where you as a leader in your family can go through your home and think, where are the pinch points? As in repeated conflict areas. Is it an area in your home, like outside the bathroom? If everybody, starts having fights outside the bathroom, can we just invest some time in changing that pinch point? What can we do to make that flow in the morning easier? I know it won't surprise you to know that the biggest conflict areas that I get people asking me about, getting ready for school or getting out in the morning, and bedtimes. So yeah, they are pinch points, but it's also the same, if sharing, if you have children and sharing is one of their pinch points where it's a constant conflict, what can I do to maybe invest a bit of time in getting a skill around supporting my children with that particular pinch point? What can I do? So it's about investing time. So we'll talk about how to do that, and you learn about that in just that 10 minutes. Day 17 is about the next best thought. I think I might do a training on that on a Friday. Day 18 is really cool because it's all about dating your children. In fact, I'm going to show you that again, even though it's a bit of a faff. So again, you have the transcript so you can read it if somebody is asleep on you, or if you just get, a moment where you're on the bus or you don't have your earphones. There is the audio, which is me talking. It's not me reading it because the transcript came from the audio, didn't it? And you get a really useful PDF. So some of them are journal prompts. Let's stop that share. Some of them are journal prompts, and some of them, particularly in week 3, it becomes, practical planning documents. So I talk about in the audio and in the text the different types of date. So the reasons why you would date your kids, what happens in your family when you start dating your kids. And trust me, it is really powerful. And then here it is. It's okay, so I've learned this skill. I've heard the audio. I've had to think about it. Okay, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to commit to dating my kids if this is the particular skill that you're going for this day. And then here's a planning structure. So your home dates, nature dates, talk about the value of being in nature with your children, what kind of trips you can go on. Of course, we're limited right now, but you can still do some right now. Seasonal things that, match the time of the year, which is really obvious, and time. So what times that you can get it in. And it helps you, I say physically, it helps you in real life move forward. So what is really important to me is that the Conscious Parenting Toolbox isn't just, a thing that you do in your head and then, it's done. It has impact, real impact in your life. Let me share again. I'll show you the last bit and I'll show you the bonuses. I think it's really interesting because I would never buy anything, certainly not for, I think it's great value at £97 because it's a really great, imagine how many books you could buy and not read. And this is relationship changing. and I wouldn't buy it unless I saw inside it first. I'm one of those people who, goes on Kindle and always does the get a sample delivered, quite rightly, and that's why I want to do this. So sit on your butt, which actually makes sense. It's all about not saying but. So I understand how you feel, but we just can't do that today. And why does that make your kid angry? Because it does. When we say, I understand you, I hear you and I see you, but you're still not getting your way, why are they more angry than before? And they're angry because that word but has negated everything that we've just said. So I see you, but I don't care because this is how it is. And there are some really, really great workarounds. Like, the thing is, mummy has to go to the dentist. I know that you don't enjoy being with the babysitter, and I know that you'd rather mummy was home. The thing is, I have to go to this dentist appointment, and it has to be just me. This is really, really powerful, small change. This is what I mean about the skills. So we did our healing at the, week 1 and a bit of week 2. And week 3 is where we get down to the nitty gritty of like, okay, I can use this in my daily life. Really, really powerful changes. So there's more about that. Day 20 is the collaborative problem solve technique, which honestly, if you only listen to one, it would be that one. And day 21 is a really great ending because it's about empowering our children and the next generation. It's a really great way to end because that also is about being not a parent and a boss. It's about being a leader in our family and how we can change our relationship with our children by changing our mindset on what it is to be a parent. Of course, many of us who grew up in the, had our early childhood in the 80s, 90s, noughties, that's a sea change from the authoritarian style of parenting that was normal. It was just mainstream then, wasn't it? That you did what you were told and you didn't question it. So the last bit I want to show you is the juicy bonuses. So like I said at the start, when you have completed 10 lessons, and they can be consecutive days or, they could be, every few days, maybe because you have this for whatever, I would say at least 10 years, because, I never know what's going to happen with this platform and things, but let's say at least 10 years, which is basically forever. And you could do it 1 a week if you wish. And obviously it takes longer, but, time's going to pass anyway. So what's better? Getting it done over a longer period of time or not doing it? But obviously getting it done in your own time whenever suits you, which is why I want this to be a self-study product, isn't it? So when you have done 10 things, you get the juicy bonuses. This will pop up. So it's grayed out. I have access to the bonuses, obviously, because otherwise I couldn't show them to you. So it's all kind of grayed out. So you can't click on it until it says here, bonuses will unlock when you listen to 10 or more daily lessons. So you can then click here. There is a 90-minute masterclass, which is me telling you all about triggers. Triggers is the most commonly asked about thing. It's a video, and you can just you just press play and it pops up. And this was recorded only for Conscious Parenting Toolbox people. I may deliver something very similar in the future, because a lot of people want to know about triggers. It's one of the main things that they come to. Oh, it's not playing whilst I'm recording, but here it is. So this is exclusive for Conscious Parenting Toolbox people. So here we go. This is me delivering that. And if you've got any questions, you can always, I've put my email here, so you can always email me and you can book an appointment. So there's a couple of downloads as well from that. There is a relaxing meditation for busy parents. So I really recommend that you bash through your 10 days so that you can have access to this. So this is from the wonderful Aoife Griffin, who is, there's a letter from her that she wanted to send a message to people. So this was a free bonus from her. So you just download it and you listen to it. It's really, really relaxing. So you will need a quiet time to listen to it. So this is, one of those things where in an evening where the kids have gone to sleep, or, when they're out at school or playgroup or whatever, that you can listen to this when you get a moment, or even before they wake up in the morning. Now, Aoife is a sort of guest instructor on the Turning Point, which is the 12-week, the 12-week big program where I mentor amazing parents through the process of breaking their cycles through their healing and their skills to become the parent that they want to be. So you will meet Aoife. Aoife and I are also doing a YouTube and podcast series, which is really, really cool. It's amazing. So it's really great for you to get a taste of Aoife. You're lucky people. And also there's where you can contact her because she has her own Facebook group. There is another meditation that I have added, which is all about, we go a bit woo here, but it's about the manifesting harmony. It's about imagining, really, truly allowing yourself to settle in and dream about what you want your family relationships to be like, to feel it, to experience it, and to use that as your inspiration to constantly keep showing up, because it's hard. I mean, I'm a parenting mentor. I have a master's degree, I have a child development degree, my teaching experience. I've worked with children, at the sharp end in challenging schools and with youth offending, and have been working with children in some form of child protection for nearly 15 years. Some days I go to bed when the kids go to bed and I have a cry because it's hard. It really, really is hard. And this is why, self-care, real self-care is so important, because it's what helps us move forward and keep showing up every day and not hold the grudges, because there's no place for them when it's in a parenting relationship, but it's really hard not to when you're hurt and you're tired. And this kind of thing is what we need. We need true self-care, which is week 1, and we need the skills, which is week 3, and everything in between, which is week 2, which is a mix. And we do need to do the things like the meditation, find the stillness, find the inspiration and the hope to keep showing up and keep learning and keep trying. And so this is what the bonus 3 is about. And the 4th bonus is, in fact, I think I'll add a video to this. It is a PDF about how to support your children through anxiety. It's COVID times, and I know that we're kind of used to it now. That's not really a good thing, because we are all existing in a state of constant anxiety. Our children have been through the strangest period in modern history, haven't they, really? And a lot of people have been messaging me through the Facebook group and saying, how do I support my child? They're showing anxiety. They're having, mystery stomach aches. And this is anxiety manifested through the physical body, which we know. And yes, sometimes it is a stomach ache because they've eaten something. But a lot of the time, when it's the Sunday night or the Monday morning tummy ache, this is stress. This is anxiety. So there is a PDF that will support you through that. And this is the great thing about a Conscious Parenting Toolbox, is it's updated all the time. So it's Friday now. So at the weekend, I will record a new video that talks you through how to support your child through anxiety, because it's really important. It's what we need right now. This is another one. This is the skills. Let's go back to the Conscious Parenting Toolbox. So we'll go home here, click on the word Conscious Parenting Toolbox, and here it is. There's also a thank you from me. That's just a video of me saying thank you. You're awesome. Because you are. There we go. So that is the Conscious Parenting Toolbox in a nutshell. Well, an in-depth nutshell. But like I said, I don't buy anything without first seeing inside it. And I think it's really important that people actually get to see inside it. What I will do is below this video, so you can see by the duck in the note up here, you can see by the duck in the corner that I'm in StreamYard. So I'm beaming into Facebook. I will add the link for the Conscious Parenting Toolbox page, and it tells you, a bit more about, there's this and this and this, and then you can just click through. And if you would like to go through that, then go for it. And please do let me know how it is. If you have any questions, I was going to say you could direct message me, because you can always direct message me. And I know not everybody wants to talk on a public forum, and I totally respect that. I actually do the same in some places. Some groups I'm happy to share everything, and other groups, it's a bit more personal and I don't want to. Or if you would like to, if you're happy to, if you've got any questions, how does this work? How do I do blah, blah, blah? How does it work on my phone or whatever? Put it underneath in the comments and I will answer that question, because it benefits everybody. This is the teacher again. If you have the question, everybody else probably has it too, and they're just not sure about asking it. So please, please, please feel free. You will never upset me. it's a chance for me to, make something clearer if it's not come across. Okay. Have a lovely, lovely day. And I will see you this Friday. So if you're watching this on Friday, hey, I will see you tonight at 5 p.m. Hanoi time, which is 11 a.m. UK time. And if you're not sure, go on World Clock and type in Hanoi, because that's the capital of Vietnam. I'm in Ho Chi Minh City, but Hanoi is obviously the capital, so I go by that time. And if not, please do me a hashtag replay and let me know where you are and when you are and what you found useful about this video. Okay, speak to you soon. Bye.